So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Works with DW Spectrum. So this afternoon, we're here to talk about Navicops, and we have both Jordan and Jean with Navicops here to explain their integrated solution with DW Spectrum. Just a quick note, as always, we encourage your questions. Please use the Q&A in the Zoom to submit your questions, and we look forward to providing you answers as we go forward through here. So as always, Paul is recording this. We are going to post this up on our website, so you will have this demonstration available down the road. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring on Jordan. Jordan, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Navicops?
Yeah, I think I will talk for Jordan. So Navicops, as you know, is a company that has been created in 2022. We are French. We design and develop an on-premise mapping for digital watchdog. And also we want to make the experience better with digital watchdog, so you can also monitor your whole system, see if you have problem or devices or sensor. It can be used for example, chain of hotels or store, service station, city, government project, private company, anything. And also we are open to add more feature that will allow anybody to make their project with Navicops. So what are the benefits of integrating Navicops with Digital Watchdog? First, you have a customizable dashboard that allows you to have a quick view on your whole system. We are currently developing clustering into the map. It will allow you to maybe have 1,000 cameras on one map, and it will be fast to move from a camera to another, and yeah. Everything is customizable. You will be able to see that in the demo. There's multi-level mapping. You can open a web page directly from a map when you are integrating the map inside Digital Watchdog. There are multiple user role to better manage your equip. You can see the live traffic. Maybe if you're, I don't know, a chain of service station, it will be great to know where you will have maybe more traffic, so you know that you need to keep attention to the camera, to your service station. We support local and cloud VMS, so you can install it on another server that is not really connected to the main VMS, and still you will be able to use Navicops. You can import KML. We are also working on DWJ and DXF file from AutoCAD, but it's on our roadmap. We have a custom API, REST API, that allow you to control your sensors, group, and triggers inside Navicops. We will see that later. And I think that pretty the main feature of Navicops. And there is plenty more that we are working on it in the roadmap. So as you can see, here is an example of a map inside Digital Watchdog. It's pretty simple how it works. You install Navicops next to Digital Watchdog. You connect your system. If you don't want to install it next to Digital Watchdog on another server, or I don't know, any other infrastructure, you can, and you connect it using cloud. You set up your maps, so just a quick interface with a map. click, you add the camera, and that's it. And after that, you can use the map inside Digital Watchdog. Pretty easy, you will see that later.
Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll stop sharing, and so Gene, you'll be able to share your screen.
Yeah, I think Jordan will share his screen for the live demo.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, let's go.
There we go.
Okay, perfect. So I think everybody can now see the screen. So we are going to give you a hands-on demo of Navicops and what it can do to make your digital watchdog experience even better with mapping. So the main feature of Navicops, as I said, is the ability to create maps and use them directly within the watchdog, digital watchdog. But we initially thought of it as a tool for managing your business city more intelligently. You need to have like monitoring, it's important. That's why we have developed a fully customizable dashboard with widgets. You can add camera to get a preview that you update every 10 seconds, but you can also monitor the status of your system and the various sensors you have added. You can also display a web page, for example, which could be a control panel or maybe a visual feedback from a sensor, for example, so that allow you pretty much more integration. We have other functionalities under development, such as the ability to display sensor value retrieved directly from the sensor API return. And we are also open to any ideas that might help you or your customers. All widgets can be resized, organized in a grid, and each user having their own dashboard. So now let's move on to Navicops' main feature, the mapping system. Okay, so you can create a map from a PDF, an image, or simply a standard world map. For your information, we are working on integrating AutoCAD DWJ and DXF files directly into the map. So you can display a KMZ file on your map or GeoJSON. You can, of course, add your own cameras, sensor, triggers, and markers to open another map too. For simple multi-leveling mapping. For example, you have both indoor and outdoor cameras. It might be useful to create a standard map with your outdoor cameras and an image map with the floor plan of your building, for example, on your indoor cameras. This also works for multi-story buildings too. For cameras, you can set the camera's field of view, orientation, viewing distance, and the color to make it easier to find your way around on the map. You can choose between 3D, 2D view, and satellite view of the map. And it will be saved when you open the map in Digital Watchdog. The same applies to map position, zoom level, and pitch. So everything will be saved. So that's it for the map creation part. Maybe we can move on to open a map in Digital Watchdog, I think. So yeah, currently opening our system in Digital Watchdog. And there it is, a map. So one of the very practical features of integrating the map directly into Digital Watchdog is the ability to open live camera directly from the map. So if you click on a marker, you open the camera, you double click on the thumbnail, and it will open the live view of a camera directly inside Digital Watchdog. If you have web page triggers, for example, you can also directly open maybe a control panel inside the layout or any other interface that might be useful for controlling something that doesn't have an API that you can't control with a trigger or a sensor or something like that. And also maybe, I don't know, a web page of some help for your operator. So yeah, if you have a lot of cameras, it's easy to search the camera via the search bar. So if you type anything inside the search bar that corresponds to the camera name, it will open it. And it's also simple to navigate between several cameras. Yeah, do you hear me? Or maybe I lost the connection?
No, we can hear you just fine.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought
Yeah,
that I lost the
I just
connection.
muted my mic because I was coughing and stuff. So
Oh, okay. No worries. So yeah, as I was saying, you can search for a camera in the search bar, and you can also simple navigate between several cameras thanks to the arrow system that will go to the nearest camera. And you can also change the map type, so standard, satellite, or 3D. Standard is 2D. But it will not be saved if you refresh the page, because else it will save for every operator, so that's not great. You can hide the KMZ file, so there is no KMZ file on this map, but you can. And if you are in 3D mode, you can disable the night day mode or force a specific mode. It can be useful for someone that works the night to not have a bright screen all the night. And you can also show or hide the live road traffic. It's refreshed every 8 minutes or so, and geolocate if the map features camera in several cities, for example. You just click on geolocate and you will go to the position where you are. Can be useful maybe for an operator that use Navicops on a mobile device, I think. And I think that's it for the mapping part.
all right.
So I think we can go back to the Navicops configuration pages. So we can see the other. It's less important in the configuration part, but still. The user system, we have a user system with 3 roles: viewer that can access to map sensor triggers, editor who can modify sensor triggers and maps, and admin who can modify the general Navicops configuration, can do everything. Inside system tab, we can configure a system. So this refers to the main server of Digital Watchdog. Whether you have created a system or just a standalone server, you can use either cloud access or access the server locally. But that is here that you add your system. In the server tab, you will find servers that are automatically retrieved by Navicops when connecting to the system. So it's automatic, no action is required. This feature helps during the creation of maps trigger sensor by indicating the server where a camera is located. It also allows you to add a map to a specific server and not necessarily to the entire system. So that's quite great. In the device tab, you will find the device automatically retrieved by Navicops too. No manual intervention is needed, it's all automatic. You can choose on which device to activate a license in case you have more devices than Navicops licenses. A device without a license won't appear on the map, but that's it, it will still display here. Now, let's dive into sensor. You can create sensor of 2 types, ping sensor, which ping to a specific IP address and port to check if the sensor is online or offline. Alternatively, you can create I/O sensor, which are configurable via a Swagger documented REST API, making them integrable into other tools or any other system, I think. You can also manually change the sensor status directly from this page. And we are also working on another sensor type that retrieves and displays a number from an API of another tool, or by making an API call to Navicops, you can also update this number. This is handy, for example, in a parking scenario or to know the number of people in a room, something like that. Let's talk about triggers now. Yep. So these buttons on the map are fully customizable: icon, color, name, and they can trigger an action with any other device via an HTTP call of any type: get, post, put, delete, in an authenticated manner with basic codes, for example, or even a token in case of a bureau token. And also it can be used without authentication indeed. The body is also configurable for request type that require it, for example, post, put, delete. Triggers can be activated on the map or from this page too. You can also configure them using calls with the API, Navicops API. And maybe you can also execute them using the Navicops API, but I don't know where it will be useful because maybe it's quicker to directly use the API call of the trigger inside the other system. We have also a group system. So the group system allow you to group cameras, trigger, and sensor to easily interact with multiple items at once. You can interact with them through this page or using the Navicops API too. It's quite handy, for instance, if you are in a shopping mall, for example, with 150 doors and you want to change the status of all these doors simultaneously without doing it sensor by sensor. There is also a bypass mode that allow you to stop updating the sensor, maybe stop alert coming from this sensor. We will quickly go through the log page, which contain an history of action performed by users on Navicops. It's useful, especially for audit purposes, but that's it. And finally, the settings page, which shows general configuration parameters, the license, and also, and the most important, the configuration of API keys for accessing the Navicops API. You can create multiple API keys to use different keys for different systems, limiting the need to reconfigure all systems in case of one API key is compromised. So I think that's quite great. And I think that's quite it for the demo.
Hey, this is Paul.
Yep.
I have one question.
Yeah.
And I saw your thumbnails on there. Is there a future on the roadmap for this to have those thumbnails appear live? So their thumbnails are up. They don't have to be perfectly updated with the video, but
Yeah, actually, thumbnails are refreshed every 20 seconds, I think. So on the dashboard and also on the map. So here you can see that like the thumbnail is not refreshed because it's fake camera on a demo system, and as it's fake camera, they stop on the last image.
right.
But yeah, also on the map, if you open the map inside the browser, there is a setting in the settings page that allow you to set the thumbnail as live. But it's not, to my mind, actually, it's not that's great. It's quite slow to load first.
Right.
So yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of the same problem when you open maybe Digital Watchdog inside the browser. There is quite a time to process the video.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Okay,
but it's possible.
but it is there. So,
Yeah.
okay. Anyone else have any interesting questions? I don't see anything come up in the Q&A. It's a really good add-on. You know, Spectrum had that basic functionality of being able to add as sort of a background. This looks like a very dynamic mapping system. So
Yeah, that's the point. We had some customer that needed that, so that's why we launched inside this product, because we know that it's really important for people that
Oh.
want to.
where are they located? Mark Droscher's asking. They are from France, correct?
Yeah. Actually, we are from
What
France.
city in France?
So I live near Paris.
Okay, cool.
For me, and Jordan
Oh.
is located in the south of France, near
Okay.
Montpellier.
Mark Droscher's from Quebec. So he speaks French too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think yes.
All right. All right. I don't see any other questions. Patrick, do you have anything to add? Did we lose Patrick? No. It's the unmute button that's the problem. All right. Well, that's all I had as far as questions go. I was hoping we'd have a couple of our other sharp guys from the field who were logged in, ask a few. But anyway, all right. Well, thanks very much, folks. We appreciate
Thank
it. I was
you
hoping
to
Patrick
us
was going to jump in at the end here.
thank you to you to allow us to share our
Sure.
project.
No, this thing looks really, really sharp. I like the fact that it's not just cameras, it can be sensors, and it looks like a very tight integration with Spectrum. So,
Yeah, actually, that was the point. Yeah.
and the setup, I mean, the setup looked pretty easy. So,
Yeah, actually, it's pretty simple. Just
Yeah.
create an account. There is a setup page, so we didn't show it, but
Yeah.
setup is quite simple. You launch you install it, you launch your browser, just create a user, add information about the VMS, and that's it. It will work.
what is I guess I have one more question. What's the maximum number of cameras? I know you said you're working on 1,000, or the maximum number of devices on one screen. Like, what's the recommended number, I should say?
Actually, we really don't know
Okay.
about that.
Because
We tried,
Spectrum, when you open up, they kind of have a 64 cameras per layout, which is like you get down to like postage stamp size at that point. They're not worthwhile being on there. So I was just wondering if you said 400 cameras on a layout is a recommended good layout for refreshing the video, refreshing the thumbnails or whatever.
yeah,
More from a
actually,
performance standpoint, because if you had a low performance PC, it wouldn't, you would need a higher performance PC for 1,000 cameras on one map, right?
Yeah, well, actually, we are every time we check on low performance PC to know if it's working or great
Right.
or not. That's why we know that the current mapping without clustering. So actually, on the map there is no clustering made.
Right.
You can make it work with 1,000 cameras, a little bit more. It work okay on low PC performance.
Oh wow!
But it's not the fastest thing.
Yeah, no, I can
It's
imagine
it's working.
It might lag a little bit, and
Yeah,
but then if you had a high performance PC with a decent video card, it probably would
it's working great. But
perform pretty well.
But with clustering, it's another thing, because with clustering, like you can have I don't know, 5,000 markers on the camera, no issue on low PC performance, because will not be all shown at once. if you zoom out, there is less markers, and it creates like bubble with a number on it, and that allow us to have multiple markers
So-
on one maps.
So is there any limitations? Let's say you have an account, and I'm not gonna ask about pricing, but you have an account, can you make as many maps as you want on a system?
Yeah, there is no limitation of number of
Okay.
maps.
Okay.
The licensing is only on numbers of cameras and sensors. That's it.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
So yeah, as you can see, it's like a real preview of the feature of clustering, but there is actually only one bubble with 11. So it's 11 markers inside this bubble. And if you zoom in, you can see that markers are appearing, and that allow us to work with multiple thousands of markers on one map without any issue.
All right. Very good. You're making me dizzy zooming in and out, though. I gotta tell you. Get dizzy. All right. All right. Well, thanks very much, guys. I appreciate it.